So I was having a conversation with an entrepreneur friend of mine and they asked me for some advice. He's been a bit of a yo-yo dieter and he's never truly cracked the whole consistency thing with working out. So it got me thinking about how many millions of other people that are just like him, confused at how they should kickstart their health and fitness journey. So in this video, I'm going to take you through the high-performing entrepreneur's blueprint, the 7 pillars of success for health and fitness in 2025. If you're an entrepreneur or busy exec, this is your guide to maximizing energy, staying productive, and building a life that feels as good as it looks. Now, before we dive in, you probably may or may not know who I am. My name is Mark Gray. I'm a high-performance coach to entrepreneurs and executives worldwide, as well as a pain-free performance specialist. Now, what I do is I help clients transform into a pain-free powerhouse without extra stress. The first step is to set 3 to 5 big goals for the year. Now, these aren't realistic goals because realistic goals keep you comfortable and comfort zones are where your progress goes to die. So you need to aim big. So for example, one of my big goals this year, for instance, is to win a Spartan race. It's going to take me a lot of work, a lot of dedication to get that goal ticked off in October. But that's the kind of ambition I want you to set for yourself. Big goals need a roadmap, and that's where SMART goals come in. So we have S for specific, which is simply put, define exactly what you are aiming for. So you need to be specific with the goal. Measurable, make sure you can track your progress. So if it was to lose 10 kgs of body weight, there we go. We have the 10 kilos is a measurable target. Achievable, stretch yourself, but keep it realistic. Then you have relevant, tie it to your long-term vision. And lastly, time bound. So I want you to set a deadline to create urgency. So what I like to do, and what I advise you do in this, is break up your big goal into quarterly SMART goals. So again, if we have an individual wanting to lose 15 kilos in 6 months, what we might do then is we might split that up into 3 to 4 chunks. So if we've got 6 months, we're talking like 26 weeks. Let's see, quick maths. If we were then divide that by, say, 6, I know it gives us a little bit of a buffer room. But then every 6 weeks, we look at where we are. If we're on track, we keep going. If we're not, we review and we try to make some changes if and where needed. So this is the benefit of having your big goal, the big one that keeps you, it pulls you, it keeps you going. But it is important that you split it up into smaller goals that seem more achievable, because it's about maintaining momentum, about keeping spirits high when maybe things don't go according to plan. And that's where you need those smaller goals that you can tick off. And it also gives you a chance to review and plan accordingly. Step 3 then is we're going to focus on intentions. Now, resolutions don't work. In my experience, they don't anyway. And that's because usually they focus on the outcome, but not the actions to actually get there. Instead, I want you to set intentions. Now, for me, intentions can sound something like this. I intend to move my body, whether that's exercising, walking, or stretching. Or another one could be, I intend to establish boundaries between work and personal life by finishing work at 6 p.m. every day. Now, for entrepreneurs, that one there I think is highly advisable. These are invaluable. There's a reason why I have them wrote up in my wall in my office. I've got my 5 intentions for 2025. And that is because I need a reminder of how I want my year to not only finish, but go throughout. I want to remind myself and be intentional about the person I want to be. Step 4, and that is to build the right habits. It's all well and good having goals, having the right intentions in place, but they're going to be a bit lost on you if you don't actually have the right habits in place to achieve said goal and follow through on said intention. Habits are the backbone of your goals. They're the daily actions that create momentum. If your goal is to run 10K, your habit is running 3 days a week. If your goal is to eat healthier, to lose some body fat, your habit might be meal prepping every Sunday. So those are the small habits, well, seemingly small, that when done continuously and consistently would then lead you closer to your big goal, or at least achieving your first SMART goal that then sets you on the way to achieving that bigger goal. So focus on building habits that align with your intentions. Consistency is what will transform habits into results. And then when we transform our habits into results, we're able to achieve our goals at long last. So the foundation is now laid. Now we're going to move on to the blueprint itself, and that is the 7 pillars of health and fitness. Pillar number 1, not surprising whatsoever, is fitness. Now, fitness is not just about looking good. It's about building strength, resilience, and a body that supports your life and your work. Strength training is absolutely non-negotiable. Strength training is the main reason I am who I am, and I've seen it transform more clients than I could ever count. So what I want you to do is I want you to aim for a minimum of 3 full body strength training sessions per week. Now, you don't need to go crazy in terms of length. If you can get in and out of the gym in 40-45 minutes, you will be absolutely crushing it. And how you're going to do that is you're going to focus on compound movements. Compound movements like your squats, like your deadlifts, and your overhead press, chest press, rows, pull-ups, those sorts of things. You're going to build much more strength doing that. It's going to help you with your posture if you're sat down at a desk like this for the majority of the day. So strength training is just a non-negotiable. Then we're going to work on your cardiovascular health. Now, your heart and lungs power the machine that is your body. So I want you to aim for at least 1 hour of cardio per week. This could be made up of a brisk walk, cycling, or zone 2 training to improve your endurance and recovery. Now, you might notice that I didn't actually mention running. When people think of cardio, they strongly assume that one is talking about running, but you don't need to run to become healthy and fit. It's just another form of cardiovascular exercise. There are other forms of cardiovascular exercise that would be less impactful on your joints, for instance. So if you are someone that has prior knee pain or back pain or whatever it is, or to be honest, you're just like a lot of people and you don't like running, then don't do it. Go and find a form of cardiovascular training that you actually enjoy. That could be the rowing machine, it could be out on the bike, it could be power walking, whatever it is. Just find something, could be skipping, find something that gets your heart rate up and be consistent with it. Simple as that. An hour a week, more than enough to begin with. The more cardio you do, obviously the better. It kind of goes without saying. Now, another important element of exercise and training is mobility and flexibility. So I'd like you to spend 10 to 15 minutes a day stretching or doing mobility exercises. This is going to help you stay pain-free, and it's also going to have a big impact on your range of motion, which when you're in the gym and you're lifting weights is extremely beneficial. One of the main reasons I see people get hurt or just do silly things in the gym is because they lack the prerequisite mobility or flexibility to do a certain exercise. If somebody has dreadful hamstring flexibility and they go then to do a conventional deadlift from the floor, there's a high chance that they won't be able to get into that position correctly. Now, they might do that 100 times and be absolutely fine with awful technique, but then on that 101st time, they do their back. Okay, so mobility is very important when it comes to strength training and just day-to-day feeling better with life. Life is easier when you're stronger and more mobile. It's just as simple as that. And remember, consistency beats perfection every time. Another few things is schedule your workouts like meetings, pop them in that diary, plan ahead for busy weeks, and always aim to get moving, even if it's just 10 minutes. So one of the big issues I see with the busiest and most successful entrepreneurs that I've worked with, and from just having conversations, is their mindset. Okay, so you don't have to do it all the time. If you can get 10 minutes of exercise in, that's fine. 10 minutes is always going to be better than no minutes. So pillar number 2 is nutrition. You've heard it before, you can't out-train a bad diet, no matter how hard you try. So nutrition is what fuels your performance and it keeps you feeling energized, which for an entrepreneur is music to your ears. First thing we're going to do is we're going to focus on our protein. Now we want to aim for 1 to 2 grams of protein per kg of your ideal body weight. So for instance, if you weigh 100 kilos now and your ideal body weight is 80 kilos, you would then look to consume between 1 and 2 grams of protein per kilos of your ideal body weight, which would be 80 kilos. So that would be between 80 and 160 grams of protein per day. Now, 1 gram is on the low side. Ideally, what I'd like you to do is hit between 1.5 and 2 grams of protein per kg of ideal body weight. That there is going to give you sufficient protein so then you can repair after your training sessions. It's going to help you recover properly. And also, protein supports satiety. So it actually keeps you full for longer, which if your goal is fat loss is extremely helpful. And then we are talking carbs. Now, carbs are your body's preferred energy source. You want to use them strategically, not only to fuel your workouts, but also to aid your recovery. Another nutrition point is to aim to get about 80% of your food from whole foods and minimally processed foods. It's just going to make you feel better. So think like lean meats, vegetables, fruits, and whole grains. The other 20%, just enjoy it guilt-free. We all need a bit of excitement in our life. And also, do not forget your water. So aim for at least 2 to 3 liters a day to keep you hydrated and just keep your body functioning optimally. And also, the less dehydrated you are, the less chance of you getting those hunger pangs that aren't actually hunger pangs, it's just you're dehydrated. Pillar number 3 is stress management. Stress is a part of life, but when stress is left unmanaged, it can derail your progress quickly. So what we want to do is we want to find your outlets. This could be as simple as journaling, breath work, or finding a hobby that helps you unwind. That hobby could be playing some tennis at the weekend. It could be walking your dog. It could be my favorite hobby at the moment, which is playing PlayStation 5. And the reason I do that at the weekend or the odd evening when I'm on my own, I'm just able to completely forget about work and responsibilities. And that just gives me some time to just de-stress, get out of that fight or flight state that I might be in and just get into a more relaxed state and just unwind. So try and find those outlets that you can use them whenever you feel like you're in that bit more of a stress state. Or to be honest, you want to use them when you don't even feel that stress, because you're just keeping the clock going. You're keeping yourself ticking over and you're stopping yourself from getting to that point where you actually feel like you need to manage your stress, because you always have it under control. Another point is to take breaks. So when you're working, make sure you schedule breaks throughout your day. Even 5 or 10 minutes just to go for a walk can easily reset your mind. You're also going to get some much needed steps in as well. So scheduling breaks is extremely important. You also want to set boundaries. You want to protect your downtime. And you want to do this by creating clear boundaries between your work and your personal life, which I know can be easier said than done, but it is paramount to your stress management. Now, stress management isn't a luxury, it is a necessity. It's what is going to allow you to show up as your best, so then you can push harder at work, you can push harder when you're in the gym, and also you can show up better for those that matter the most, your family, your kids, your loved ones. Pillar 4, that is sleep. As an entrepreneur, sleep is your secret weapon. It impacts everything from your energy levels to your decision-making abilities. It is just the be-all and end-all. This could have easily been number 1 in the pillar list. And to be honest, the pillars are not listed in order of importance, because if it was, sleep would probably be number 1. In order to make sleep a super weapon of yours and to actually improve your sleep, there are a few things I would like you to do. Number 1 is to prioritize consistency. You want to go to bed and wake up roughly the same time each day. And the reason you do this is to support your circadian rhythm. So think of this as nature's alarm clock. Okay, sun up, sun down. It's what we used to do back when we were cavemen, cave women. So if you can aim to go to bed and wake up roughly on average like 30 minutes thereabouts each night, you are going to notice a massive difference in your sleep quality and then your ability to feel recovered and refreshed the next day. Second tip is to optimize your sleep environment. So keep your bedroom cool, keep it dark, keep it quiet, get rid of any dogs you may have, just whatever you can do to set you up for the greatest night's sleep possible, do it. Third tip then is to limit blue light. So when we use these things here, we get a lot of blue light that comes out of our devices. Same with your TV, your laptop, your iPad, whatever it is, probably your watch as well. So you want to avoid screens, ideally about an hour before bed, or do what I do and use some blue light blocking glasses. They are just amazing for limiting your blue light exposure. And the reason we do this is because getting back to your circadian rhythm is your body is used to going to sleep when it's dark, and then it's used to waking up when it's bright. So as it naturally gets darker during the day, your body then sends signals and releases chemicals to tell your body, right, we're going to start going to sleep soon, so let's get ready for that. If you are sat there at nighttime and you're on your phone and you are blaring this big bright light at you, your body is getting mixed signals. It doesn't know if it's coming or going in terms of sleep, because as far as it knows, it's getting these really bright lights and it thinks the sun is still up. And when the sun is still up, we don't go to sleep. Okay, so blue light exposure is very important. We're limiting it. Sleep is the ultimate recovery tool. So you want to aim for at least 7 hours a night, and your body will thank you. Actually, your mind will thank you as well. Now, pillar number 5 is mindset. Your mindset can either propel you forward or unfortunately hold you back. Now, one of the main things I want you to remember when it comes to mindset with your health and fitness is to ditch perfectionism. Entrepreneurs have this kind of annoying habit when it comes to their mindset of thinking everything needs to be perfect in order to progress and in order to make some serious headway with their health and fitness. This is not correct. Perfectionism will stifle you. And to be honest, perfectionism is a form of self-sabotage. Progress with your health is always better than perfection. One bad meal is not going to make you fat. We've all heard that cliche saying, but it's true. One workout is not going to get you jacked. You're not going to have the body of your dreams after one workout and a few sets of bicep curls. So don't let that one thing derail you, okay? You are the sum of all your efforts. So if you work out for 100 days, you're going to get a much more realistic outlook of your progress as opposed to if you work out for 5 days. So second thing we're going to do with your mindset is we're going to challenge your beliefs. If you've tried and failed several times before to get in shape, to lose that gut, to lose that weight, to fix your pain and aches, it's time to rewrite the story you're telling yourself, because up until this point, you've probably been telling yourself a story of failure. And that's very, very common amongst people that have tried and tried again when it comes to their health and fitness and not quite achieve what they want to do. It can be exhausting. So you need to rewrite the story that you're telling yourself, and you need to challenge those self-limiting beliefs that you may have. And then following on from that is you want to celebrate wins. So this kind of gets back to your goals and those smaller goals. Is big or small, every win with your health and fitness matters. So you need to acknowledge your progress, because health and fitness is a long, long game. Like, you are in this for life, and you need to keep your motivational levels somewhat high. As you get into this whole health and fitness thing and you become extremely consistent, you're going to find that you don't actually need to rely on motivation. I don't rely on motivation at all. I rely on discipline. But that discipline takes time. It takes months. It takes years to build. So at the start, if you can celebrate your wins, your successes, it's going to help you just keep those motivation levels ticking on, so then you stay the course and you smash things. Pillar number 6, lifestyle and recovery. Now, health isn't a short-term project. I just said that. It is a long-term commitment. So if you're only realizing that now, sorry to break it to you, but this is a lifetime thing. So I want you to do a few things for me. We want to stay active. So when it comes to overall activity, you have your non-exercise activity thermogenesis or your NEAT. And in my opinion, that is the biggest determining factor when it comes to fat loss or rate of fat loss, or just maintaining a lean physique. So if you can aim to hit anywhere between 8 and 10,000 steps per day, averaged over the week, you should be crushing it. Okay. If you want to really push things, go 12, go 13, go 15,000 steps a day. Then you will really notice some crazy progress. And at the end of the day, movement is medicine. So the more you move, the better. Also on the theme of recovery is your rest. Now, you are only as strong as your ability to recover. Going to the gym 7 days a week is absolute nonsense. For the vast majority of people, like I mentioned way back in pillar number 1, was if you could do 3 full body sessions a week, you'll be crushing it. That leaves 4 days of rest. You do maybe a day of cardio. You can have ideally 2, maybe 3 days of rest a week. If you can get 2 full days of rest, your body and your mind is going to thank you, and you are going to make progress a hell of a lot quicker. Like I said, you are only as strong as your ability to recover, so make sure you are intentional and you schedule in your rest. So you're allowing your body to recover and come back stronger the next session, the next week. And the last point I want you to take note of is to not let travel derail your progress. Entrepreneurs travel. It's just the nature of the business for the vast majority of entrepreneurs. It is for most of my clients. So whether you are traveling abroad or you're traveling domestically, or to be honest, if you're just facing a particularly busy week at work, your habits need to come with you. So if you are going across the world, you don't leave your health and fitness habits at home. You don't leave your ability to sleep or exercise or move or eat nutritionally dense food. That has to come with you, okay? Because all too often, people will use travel as an excuse to forget about their health for a few days. But if you're traveling 2 to 3 times a month, then potentially you could be missing out on half a month every month of your health and fitness and like you moving towards your goals. So how the hell are you going to get any closer to your goals? How are you going to become the person you want to become in regards to health? And how are you going to create the changes? You just ain't going to do it. So your habits have to come with you when you travel. And like I said, recovery is just as important as the work you put in. And at the end of the day, it's going to allow you to keep going, to keep pushing things in the gym, to keep pushing things in your business, and just keep smashing it. Okay, last pillar, and that is community. So we are not meant to do this alone. Community is what keeps us accountable. It keeps you motivated. So there's a few things I'd like you to do, or at least take note of. And that is number 1, find your tribe, join a gym, hire a coach, or find local classes and just commit. People were not designed, we weren't designed to be solo creatures. There's a reason why we naturally seek out partners and people, and entrepreneurs will know all about that. The networking community is huge, even though entrepreneurship can at times be a very lonely place, especially if you're a solopreneur. But if you are able to get out there and expand your network in terms of your health and fitness realm, it is going to make not only the process a hell of a lot more enjoyable, it's going to make the process a hell of a lot easier. And the ability for then you to reach your goals and achieve your goals is going to go from like here to there. It's going to be exponentially different. So surround yourself with people who raise your levels, who lift you up, who push you to be better. Just in the same way you would your business. You wouldn't surround yourself with idiots. You'd surround yourself with the best people possible, so then you could smash things with your entrepreneurship. Do the same with your health. Another point is to get others involved. So this could be family, could be friends, could be colleagues, it could be your team, and just get focused on building a environment that supports health, because this is going to make a big difference, and it could be the determining factor between you reaching your goals this year and not reaching your goals. Is you need a supportive environment. What does it say? Environment dictates success, and be it business, be it health, that is so true. Okay, so that is all 7 pillars, and just a few final thoughts before I wrap this video up. If there's one thing I want you to take away from this, it's this. And that is to focus on the compounding small wins. I mentioned this earlier on, but success isn't built on massive leaps. It's about consistent, intentional steps forward. If you could move 1% forward every week, by the end of the year, you would be in an incredible position. Now, if you were to look at that 1% in isolation, you might be like, ugh, that's nothing. But comparing it over the year is a whole different story. And that is why I said it's important to focus on the small things, but just do the small things at a very consistent level. So here's the plan I want you to go away with, your action plan, you can call it. Number 1 is to set 3 to 5 big goals. Then you're going to break them up into quarterly SMART goals using the framework I mentioned earlier on. Then you are going to build habits that align with your goals. Obviously, habits dictate success. Then you're going to review those habits, those goals on a weekly basis. And then if you need to, you're going to make adjustments accordingly. And then number 5, and arguably the most important, is to enjoy the process. This year is a journey. So your entrepreneurship is a lot like your health, and it's a marathon. If you want to be a successful entrepreneur, you need to approach it with that marathon pace. You ain't sprinting entrepreneurship. If you do, there's a high chance you're going to burn out, you're going to fail quick, and you're going to trip up. So you need to take it at a gentler pace, and you do that by thinking long term, and it's just going to allow you to enjoy the process that much more. Thanks for watching. If you are ready to make 2025 your healthiest, happiest, and strongest year yet, drop a comment below or reach out. I'd love to make it happen together. But until next time, like, subscribe, comment, and I shall catch you for another video.